So, welcome everybody. This is Squadron Thoughts. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the Nerd Squadron. So, I had a thought. Huh.
You had a thought?
I had a thought.
For once?
For once, yes.
Okay.
So, the other day, we started talking about what Flash we prefer and all that stuff. And,
Yeah.
I'm a big Wally West kind of guy.
No, I totally get why you would like Wally West.
So, I think Wally West should be the main Flash of the DCU for James Gunn.
I would like that, but it's Barry, isn't it?
So, that has not been determined yet. Ezra Miller may not be the Flash after his movie comes out. Well, their movie, I'm sorry. After their movie comes out over the summer. If it does poorly, done.
Okay.
So, I really want Wally to be front and center. Because Wally's who I grew up with. Wally's who you grew up with.
Yeah.
If you watched the Justice League cartoon from when we were kids, Wally West is the Flash.
I always thought Flash was the Wally West from the animated series because that it was perfect chemistry in that cartoon. I think if the Wally West in the DCCU was like that, it would probably bring a lot more flavor to the Justice League than previous iterations.
So here's my thought. Wally is established as the Flash in the DCU. He's doing his thing, saving Central City, and I think he has his own city that's not Central City. I think it's Keystone City, something like that. I don't know. But
it's a city.
It is. It's a city. But what if, because there's a rumor that, Ezra Miller's Flash is at the end of the movie going back through the multiverse trying to get back to his universe. What if, his Wally's Barry is just another alternate version of Ezra Miller's Barry? And then so we see that, there's the big Flash Museum, and it's basically just a shrine to everything
about the Flash,
about Barry Allen.
Yeah.
But of course, nobody knows Barry Allen was the Flash. And then you see the Wally's Kid Flash suit, and then eventually something happens to Barry, and he takes over the mantle of the Flash. So I think that'd be really cool to see. And then somehow, some way, in his Flash movie, Ezra Miller's Flash, bam, shows up.
Okay.
And he's like, and it's kind of like the Spider-Way.
No Way Home.
No Way Home's like,
wait a minute,
you're
me,
him,
but you're not him.
But you're not him.
I mean, I can see that working, for sure. The Flash movie, if they're gonna pull that off, I really think they need to focus less about the superheroes in particular, and more about the effects the Speed Force has. Kind of like how No Way Home, it shows the ramifications of Doctor Strange's magic. It should be about how the Speed Force works in such a mysterious yet powerful way that it causes all these things to happen and causes everything to screw up if it's not done carefully.
Yes. So part of that is, you see Barry running through the Speed Force and the multiverse and all the things. Wally actually has a more pure connection to the Speed Force than Barry does, even though I think in Flash lore, Barry is the Speed Force, if that makes sense.
In a way, Barry hasn't tapped into his full potential
at some point in comic lore. Barry essentially creates the Speed Force so that the Speed Force can create him.
It's a loop. It's
kind of like that one episode from Family Guy where they Brian and Stewie are fighting in the time machine, and they teleport themselves outside of the universe.
Right.
And then to get back, they have to create the Big Bang, which in turn then
causes them to resort, billions of years results to them fighting again just so they can get back.
Yes.
It's a time loop. They use this a lot in time travel, movies and shows. I think with Back to the Future, they had to always change the timeline so the events they cause stay happening, because if not, then they're gonna be stuck in this timeline they don't want to be in. And I think that's a good premise, especially. but it could be really confusing for the audience because like time travel is just a weird, very like dangerous place for a filmmaker to go through without like losing their audience because it's time's convoluted. You gotta narrate it correctly, otherwise no one's gonna get it.
Yeah. But I just think that'd be a really cool concept for the speedsters of the DCU.
No, absolutely.
And, I would honestly love to see if James Gunn thinks of something like that, and it would be a monstrous movie.
Right. Like I think like if it would make the Flash shine in comparison to like Batman or Superman, that he's able to like reach his like breaking point where he can go back in time and undo like mistakes like during like fights or like losing heroes during battle, and it makes him like seem like the real hero. Because I know in the Justice League animated series, there was a bit of more of a focus on Flash because of how he tries to keep the Justice League together in some places, or when he's like the unexpected hero, and unlike Superman or Batman who gets caught in some trap.
Yeah.
And I think that they can set this up where the Flash could be a great like I guess star protagonist in this world where we have big shots like Batman or Superman dealing with people like Zod or Brainiac or whoever, Joker. And we kind of need that for the DC because it's very heavily saturated with Batman and Superman.
Yes. And honestly, it would just be nice not seeing Batman or Superman in a movie.
Right.
As much as I love both characters, I want to see new characters get the spotlight. And honestly, what would be a really cool thing is, in the comics, Barry, Wally, and Dick Grayson are best friends.
Right.
So it would be really cool to see their dynamic in a movie.
Yeah, because it shows like there's more than one generation.
Yep. And then, you don't even have to have Nightwing in the movie for very long. It could just be like a FaceTime call or something. And they're just like interacting.
Like they just know they exist, so this world is an expanded world.
Yes. And I think that would go great with everything else that James Gunn is wanting to do and really show the depth of the world.
Absolutely.
And then just doing the Flash itself just expands that world so much.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that you can do with a Flash movie. Like you can like one thing that you can do, which I would find really cool, is just have Flash helps heroes and like fight monsters, but end up creating more problems that have to have more solutions. Like for example, like let's have like Flash beat up like a Lex Luthor in like some super suit, like to save Superman, and because he used the Speed Force, he abused it so bad, he caught the attention of like say Martians, and we got to save Martian Manhunter, like because he's the last one, because he just brought this whole other Martian world where it's not supposed to exist into fruition, and that's how you create more stories. Yeah.
And I'm just saying that because I want to see a Martian Manhunter movie. I'm really the Flash.
That's another Squadron thought.
That is another one.
That's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for listening.